Let me out. I'm locked in. Right guys, today you join me with a BMW 530d M Sport. I'm basically going to talk about the specifications, do a walk around with this specific vehicle, and I'm going to talk about why I think it's one of the best diesel cars you can buy for pretty much anything. So it's cold, it's windy, let's get straight into it. So this right here is the BMW 530d M Sport, and it is the E60 series, so it's the E60 model. It is powered by a 3-litre inline-6 turbocharged engine, which is a beast of an engine. So standard, this 3-litre beast pushes out 231 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. But this one has been pretty well tuned. It's now stage 2, running 340 brake horsepower with around 750 Newton meters of torque, so it pulls like a beast. So standard, this performance will push you to 0 to 60 in around 6.6 seconds. For a big car of this size, that is pretty impressive. And you're looking at a top speed of around 155 miles per hour. So just while we're under there, we'll talk about a couple of bits that have been changed. As you can see here, there is a pipe across air filter in here which has been fitted. We have a Dorenza silicone hose here. It's had some sort of cooler, I think, that's been taken away here. So I'm guessing the EGR and that's been taken away. I can't remember what my dad said, I'm not going to lie. But there's been a few things blanked off, as diesels do. Maybe DPF, stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty much standard. So yeah, it's got good power for stage 2, and to be honest, when you see on the drive, it goes well and it smokes well. So now you know what beast powers this motor. We'll do a quick walk around on the outside. Now there ain't that much to look at on this specific one. My dad hasn't done too much to it, to be honest. It's pretty much standard. Got some coilovers, as you can see it is a bit lower, so it's fitted with some coilovers. It's got some BMW M4 wheel spacers there, which were off my M4 when I bought it. There has been some black kidney grills fitted to the front as well. And other than that, I don't think he's really done anything. He's changed the bushes on the axles and stuff, because the bushes are known for going. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Couple of dings. This specific model comes with a spoiler, being the M Sport. Some M Sports don't come with a spoiler, but this one has. What makes it M Sport? So you get this diffuser here, you get this double pipe here, you get this side skirt here, that's part of the M Sport. The front bumper's a bit more aggressive, so you got these like side bits here. Overall look compared to the standard 5 Series, you can tell them apart because this looks a lot more aggressive. So the only thing that I can say lets this car down, and that's because of its age really. The paintwork, lack appealing to mad, so all this front bumper's lack appealing. The bonnet is lack appealed, hence why there's a bit of a carbon wrap going on there. As you can see from the headlights, they are very well faded. So coming on to the interior guys, now it's a really nice place to be even after all these years. Obviously compared to modern cars, it's not up to scratch. Like this here, this fake looking silver, I don't even know what that is. I wouldn't like that from standard. But other than that, obviously it's all leather, it's worn nice. This car's done 180,000 miles nearly, and everything's wearing nice. Obviously the plastics are scratched, stuff you expect. Steering wheel's wearing nice. This is a 6-speed automatic. To be honest, the box is really good. The only problem my dad's had with it is he had to service something inside because it was going like dead jerky and that. But automatics, you have to look after them. That's just the way they are. That's with any car. So what does this BMW 530d come with, as in like electronics? So you get ABS, traction control, you get cruise control. It comes with 6 airbags, so you got them in the pillars, seats, and there is 2 optional extras from factory you can put in, which gives you a total of 8 then. That's an optional extra. I don't think everyone went for that, but there is 6 airbags here, so it's pretty safe. CD player, obviously it's an old looking thing. You got no buttons, there's nothing fancy. You can change that. You got a iDrive kind of system here. This one's a bit dated being the age. Obviously it's not up to scratch with the new ones, but other than that, it's just you got automatic wipers, automatic lights, all the usual stuff you would expect from a top of the range BMW of when this one came out. So coming on to the seats, this is a 5-seater, plenty of room. I am 6 foot, I am sat here perfectly comfortable. The seat position's really nice, loads of headroom. Got the child seat here, so you can fit two child seats in. I would say 3. This probably comes down, is it? Yeah. So here you got a load of rubbish and 2 cup holders there. This is a well-used car, so I do apologise for it being a bit used. Let me out. I'm locked in. So with the 5 Series, you get 520 litres of boot space, so you can have your big bad boy speaker system in there, and you've still got loads of room for your shopping. There's literally, you can probably fit about 3 people in there, I reckon. There is a lot of room in that boot. Only bad thing is, doesn't come with foldable seats, so the seats won't go down. I think you can get that as an optional extra from the factory when they did come out, but in this specific one, you cannot put the seat down, but you do not need it. There is so much room in there. So from the standard spec BMW 5 Series, the M Sport comes with a lot of extra features. Now these features are electric foldable mirrors, the rake in and out on the steering wheel, so it goes up, down, in, out, all that good stuff. Alloy wheels, heated mirrors, and parking sensors, but the parking sensors on this model have failed. So the storage you get in here, you get these pockets on both doors, you get this glove box. You can't really see what's going on, how big that is, because it's full of shit. And then we got this little cubby hole here, which is a good space. You got a good space for, back in the day when your phone was a bit smaller, it would have fit in there, your BlackBerry and that, but it's not happening now. You got your ashtray in here. What else you got? You got some visors. There's not really much else storage wise. Is there anything under the seats? No. You got these little adjustable things here, which are quite good for your legs. That's pretty much everything. So yeah, I think it's time to get this car on the road, is it? So as you can see, just from that rev just there, it's absolutely gassed her out. You're choking.
I am.
Yeah, it smokes. So boys, you join me inside the 5 Series for a drive. Now I must say, the 3-litre engine in this sounds amazing. Normally you listen to a diesel, they just got that horrible diesel sound. Now the engine in this sounds meaty. It just, the way it just sits here ticking over 177,000 miles on the clock here, and it's just running like it's just out the factory. It is literally an amazing engine. Obviously they got a few problems, and the timing chain, so obviously if people don't look after them, they do or can go wrong. But yeah, let's take this on the road and let's get my opinion on it. Oh. Right boys, so as I mentioned, this model, the one I'm driving, is the E60. Now that is the sedan. You can get the E61, which is the touring version, if you're wanting a bigger boot and stuff like that to carry around your dog or something. The production of these specific model was between 2005 and 2007. Now 2007 was a bit more horsepower and that on that model. This is 2005, I think this one is, so it was a bit less than the figure I said at the beginning, but not much more. So we'll just do a bit on costs while I'm tootling to my favourite position for a drive. This is a 70-litre tank. Obviously it's going to cost you about 100 odd quid to fill up most likely, and you're looking at around 670 miles for a full tank. That's a lot of miles, and it does last a while. I've driven this car all the way from Wrexham, where I am now, to Plymouth, to where I used to work, and it did it on 30 quid, and that is on stage 2 power as well, so it's really economical and fast. So on a combined run, you're looking at around 44 miles per gallon in this car. On the motorway, anywhere around 50, 55 possibly. It all depends on how you drive, but if you're doing a combined town and motorway, you're looking at around 44. So if you're looking at road tax in this for the year, you're looking at around £335 for the year. It's quite expensive, but it is a 3-litre diesel. Diesels normally can be pretty expensive compared to obviously the modern diesels and the modern petrols. Now, being a BMW, when this was brand new, this car, this specific type of model, the M Sport, was a whopping £40,000 new. That's a lot of money. You get a lot of car, like even in a modern day era, this car still looks pretty mega. And if you're looking to buy one used now, depending on mileage, it's about 1,900 to 5,000. 5,000 being in one of your best conditions, a bit lower mileage. Another thing I've noticed straight away, just cruising along these back roads, it is silent in this cabin. Like, there's no road noise, like you can't hear the tyres on the road, you can't hear the wind. Now that's what you want when you're doing a motorway cruising. That's what this car's mainly for. There's no noise, literally. The only thing you can hear is that meaty 3-litre engine, and at pipe across air filter you can hear sucking his brains out. Yeah, other than that, it's really comfortable and quiet in here. Let's give this car a little test for its paces. Fucking hell. Jesus, I did not expect that. Fucking hell, the torque in this thing is crazy. Now, driving a petrol car, especially my TT, petrol cars don't have as much torque as one of these things, obviously, and this is tuned. Now, I'm not even joking, when I put my foot down then, it hurt me neck. I did not expect it to pull like that. Traction control light was absolutely going wild. Bloody hell, fair play, this thing moves. It just drops down a gear like straight away without hesitation and goes, even after 180,000 miles. Now these cars are known for doing like 300,000 as long as I looked after. The car handles really well as well, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe these coilovers made it a bit better. It hasn't affected the ride quality, it's still really smooth. I can't even feel the bumps hardly in it. Cornering, it's stiff, and the steering feels really good. Bit of body roll, but you're going to expect it from something as big as this. This is obviously a motorway cruiser. Well, that's what it's meant to be. Obviously, if you're good at drifting, you'll probably get it drifting. The sounds that come out of it as well, when you let off, it gives like a little toot. Don't know if you'll be able to hear that on the video, but it's quite cool. It's not too loud. You hear these bloody Fabias and that doing it like absolutely stupid loud. Fair play as well. It's got some. Still, the brakes on this are standard and they are really good. I suppose they need to be to slow down this big barge. But yeah, the brakes are really good to be honest. I can't fault the driving. It's actually a really nice place to be. It's comfortable. You know, a couple of things are creaking. Like the seat's creaking a bit and the armrest is creaking. And the door, like bits of creaking. Obviously it's 2005 model, done a few miles, creaks are going to happen, but it's nothing you can't live with. It's aging really well in here. Foot down. Fucking hell. Just leaving an absolute pile of smoke behind me as well. Like you can tell, like with a diesel, how torquey they are. Like they don't have to have too much horsepower, but it's the torque that you bloody feel. Just bellowing smoke out everywhere. I'll tell you what, for a big car, it weighs quite a bit. I think it weighs like 1,555 kg of curb weight. I'm not sure on the max weight, but yeah, it's quite a heavy car. I think max weight's like 2,150 kg, somewhere around there. So it is a big heavy car, and like, hell, it moves. So some common problems with this, obviously every car's got some. Now I think one of the biggest ones is swirl flaps. I know especially when I had a 520D, the swirl flaps can actually fall off and go inside the engine, which is obviously bad news for the engine. So they can be a common problem. People just delete them. Obviously you get breathing problems. A lot of the problems are caused by the soot of a diesel. Obviously diesels are a lot more dirty and their engines get sooty. EGR valves, DPFs, all that stuff gets blocked. Most people just get rid of them. You're not meant to, but people do. A couple of other problems, so you can get some thermostats that leak, airbag problems. You do get some electrical problems. There is an airbag problem on this. I'm not sure why. My dad said something about he messed around with the battery and something happened, so he's got an airbag light on. So there is common problems like that. Overall, they're not too bad cars. I think the only problems he's had with this car is that airbag light and something to do with his gearbox. He was just messing around with the automatic, getting like sluggish and that, so but he sorted that and it's changing really good now. I love that sound when you let off, that's nice. Yes guys, so there is a quick review on the 530D E60 M Sport. Now all I gotta say is this is a mega car. My dad's gonna be over the moon, I've said that. I can't fault it. The engine sounds mint. It pulls like a train. The thing, literally you have to be careful because you don't realise how fast you're going. The thing's that big and it fucking glides along and it's effortless. I don't know if that's because it's a stage 2 powered one. I don't really know what they're like when they're standard. I highly recommend getting one. It's daily. It's a really dailyable car. You can use it on the motorways, perfect. The cabin is pretty nice. Obviously there's a few old bits in there. You're going to get that in any old car. I think it's aging really well for the 2005 this one is, and I don't think it looks too bad. It still looks pretty modern. Just needs a bit of a clean up, this specific model. So if you're looking to buy a 530D, I highly recommend it. As I just said, do not be afraid to get a high mileage one, because they can go for ages. Make sure they're serviced, looked after, check the MOT history, all that stuff, and you'll get yourself a good one. Now, I can't fault it at all. So go out there, get yourself a really good diesel. I'd say this is one of the best diesels you can buy, except for the 535D. It's probably better, so that's what my dad wants after this. Hope you've enjoyed the review, guys. Hope it's helped you decide if you want a 530D. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Go out and get one. So we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.